Hello, how are you? I hope you're doing well. For today's video, I'm going to show you how to make these little flower coasters. You can use these as coasters or as for decoration. That's completely up to you. I will go over the materials in just a little bit, but before I begin, I will like to say that you will need to know the basics of crocheting in order to do this, because I will not be showing you how to do the stitches exactly, but I will show you how to do the project as a whole. Anyway, now that that's all out of the way, let's begin. Before I continue on to the materials, I would like to say that I do have an Etsy shop where I sell homemade plushies and little keychains like this. The little octopus keychains come in a variety of colors. You can go check those out on my Etsy shop. And I also have this little ghost keychain that's in for the fall season. If you want to check that out, it's going to be in the description box below and in the little eye icon at the corner. But that's only if you want to check that out. If you don't, that's completely fine. Now let's get on to the materials. The materials that you are going to be needing for this flower coaster are yarn of your choice. I'm using this cotton category 4 yarn. You're going to be needing a darning needle, a 3mm crochet hook, and some scissors. Now let's begin. So the very first thing that you're going to want to do is make a slip knot, a magic ring. To make a magic ring, we're going to go ahead and grab the end of our yarn and our index finger and our middle finger. We're going to take this yarn and we're going to bring it in front of our index finger like so, and we're going to hold it down with our thumb. Okay, now we have this longer strand of yarn, and we're going to go ahead and wrap it around our two fingers like so until they cross at the top, like that. Okay, and then you're going to go ahead and grab your hook, bring your hook through this loop right over here, grab the yarn behind it, and pull it through like so. And now we're going to go ahead and do a chain. And now slowly remove the two fingers from your loop, and there you have your magic ring. Okay, so we've just done a chain one. We're going to go ahead and do one more chain. So we have a total of 2 chains. And now we're going to start our pattern. So what we're going to do is into this circle, we're going to make 2 double crochets. So do 2 double crochets into the circle. There's 1. And there's 2. Once you have your 2 double crochets, you're going to go ahead and chain 2, and we're going to do 2 more double crochets into the circle. 1 and 2. And now we're going to go ahead and chain 2 again, do 2 more double crochets into the circle. We're going to keep doing chain 2, 2 double crochets all the way around until you have 6 blocks of the 2 double crochets. So right now we have 3. We have this 1, 2, 3. We're going to do 3 more. So chain 2, 2 double crochets into the circle, 1 and 2, chain 2, 2 double crochets into the circle, and then chain 2, 2 more double crochets into the circle. 1 and 2. Okay, and if you spread them out, you can see that you have 6 sections. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now what you want to do is you want to go ahead and grab this small strand of yarn that's attached to your circle, and you're going to pull on it to tighten the center loop, like so. And now you can count them better, so just count in between the gaps. We have 1, then a gap, 2, then a gap, 3, gap, 4, gap, 5, gap, 6. And right after you do your last 2 double crochets, you're going to chain 2 again, 1 and 2, and you're going to do a slip stitch into your very first double crochet. So find the top part of your double crochet and just slip stitch into it. There we go. Now you're done with round 1. We're going to go ahead and do a chain 2 to start off round number 2. And for round number 2, what we're going to do is in the same place where we slip stitched, we're going to go ahead and do a double crochet. And in your second stitch, you're going to do another double crochet. So now we have 2 double crochets, and now we've made it to this chain 2 section. Into that section, we're going to do 2 double crochets. So into this little space, do 2 double crochets. There's 1, and there's 2. Now we're going to chain 2. Into that same gap, we're going to do 2 more double crochets. There's 1, and there's 2. Now go ahead and move that over, move your work over, and now we're going to do a double crochet on top of the next double crochet. So there's 1, 2, and now we've made it to our next chain 2 space. We're doing the exact same thing, so in that chain 2 space, make 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Okay, and now do a double crochet on top of these 2 double crochets. So there's 1 double crochet, and then there's another double crochet. And now you've made it to your next chain 2 space. Into that space, do 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets into that same space. So go ahead and repeat that all the way around until you get to the very end. So once you make it to the next double crochet stitches, you're going to do 1 on top of both of them. And then when you get to your chain 2 space, you're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, a double crochet on top of these 2, and then again 2 double crochets into this chain space, 2 more chains, and then 2 double crochets, and then again at the end. Continue doing that. Go ahead and pause the video, and I will meet you when I'm done. Okay, so I'm almost done with round number 2. I've done my last 2 double crochets on top of these 2 double crochets, and now we have our last gap. Into that gap, we're doing the exact same thing, so 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. Okay, and to finish this round, go ahead and slip stitch into your very first double crochet, and there you have round number 2 completed. And if the gap in the center is getting too loose, go ahead and tighten it up. It's a lot easier to tighten it fully once you are further along in your crochet project, and it should close a lot better. Okay, and now we're going to start doing the little petals. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to go ahead and slip stitch until you get to the first chain 2 space right here. So you're going to want to slip stitch along all of these stitches until you get to this space. So insert your hook into the next stitch available and slip stitch. Next stitch, slip stitch, third stitch, slip stitch, and now go ahead and slip stitch into this chain 2 space. Okay, now that we're at this chain 2 space, what we're going to do is we're going to do 12 chains. So go ahead and chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Once you have your 12 chains, find your next find your next chain 2 space, which is right over here. Insert your hook and do a single crochet, like so. Now go ahead and chain 12 again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Find your next chain 2 space, insert your hook, and do a single crochet, like so. And you're going to continue doing that all the way around until you have 6 total petals. So just chain 12 and do a single crochet to attach it to this chain 2 space. Chain 12, do it again, chain 12, single crochet, and then just do that all the way around, and I will meet you when I'm done. Okay, I am almost done with this round. I've done my last chain 12. Now I'm going to go ahead and insert it into the same place where I did my first slip stitch. So the very first place where I started doing my petals, and I'm just going to go ahead and insert it into that same gap and do a slip stitch. And now we're going to go ahead and chain 1. And I know it looks a little funky right now. That's okay. We're going to go ahead and make it look better with this next round. And for this next round, what we're going to do is, so we've just slip stitched our last chain 12 and we've just chained 1. Now we're going to do 12 single crochets into this gap right here. So this first petal, we're going to do 12 single crochets. So insert your hook into this gap and just do a single crochet. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've done my 12 single crochets, And now we're going to immediately insert our hook into the next petal. So just insert it and do a single crochet. Let me do that again. So we've just done our 12 single crochet stitches here. We're going to insert our hook into the next petal like so, and just do a single crochet like that. Now go ahead and do 12 single crochets into this petal. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then go ahead and move into your next petal and do a single crochet into that one, and do a total of 12 into that petal. So we're basically just doing 12 single crochets into each and every petal. Go ahead and repeat that all the way around until you get to the very end, and I will meet you when I'm done. I'm almost done with my last petal. I'm on my 9th stitch. 10, 11, and 12. There we go. I have just done all 12 of my stitches in my last petal. Now I'm going to go ahead and find my first single crochet of the first petal, and I'm going to slip stitch. Then I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to cut a long-ish strand of yarn, I'd say about 5 to 6 inches, and then pull it through, and then tighten. Make sure you chain 1 before you cut it, or else your stuff will come undone. And that is how you make your little coaster. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and flip our coaster over. So this is the prettier side. You're going to flip it over where this little strand of yarn is. You're going to grab your darning needle. You're going to attach it to this strand of yarn from the center, and you're just going to weave this yarn in. What I like to do, instead of going back and forth through the stitches, I like to find little loops in the back of the work that we've just done. So this is the front part. This is the back. I'm just going to go ahead and weave it in through the loops that I can find in the back of my work, like so. See how my darning needle didn't go through the front, anything in the front? It's only going through the back loops. You can weave it in like this or however else you'd like. This is just the way that I prefer, and you're just going to go ahead and weave it in until you think that it's secured enough, like so. And once you think that it's secured enough, go ahead and remove your darning needle, grab your scissors, and snip off the excess yarn. Make sure you don't accidentally snip off your work. And you're going to do the exact same thing with this strand of yarn. And once you're done weaving it in, you can go ahead and play with the stitches a little bit so you get even petals. And when you're done, that's how it should look like. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Again, if you would like to visit my Etsy shop, you can see it in the description box below or in the eye icon at the very top. If you have any questions regarding this tutorial or anything in general, feel free to leave it in the comments down below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!